Hi, she's Joe.
Okay, that's what we're doing this week. And he's Adam.
And together we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
And this is the one where we talk about friends. All right, episode 11.
Episode 11.
This is the one with Mrs. Bing.
Yes, Nora Tyler Bing.
Yeah, Nora Tyler. Very good. Jay Leno.
I'm remembered.
I'm remembered. This episode was directed by James Burrows. Are you shocked?
I am shocked. James Burrows. What else did he burrow into?
So we mentioned that he directed Cheers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he is also the creator of Cheers. He actually is the creator. He came up with the concept with Cheers and wrote some episodes and directed them. So
Oh, nice.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Okay.
And then he's also known as a pilot director so he's directed many different pilot episodes. So
right. I think we mentioned that before.
Yeah, he's directed a couple pilots, but they when there's a new pilot, they go get James Burrows.
Right. He's sought after for pilots.
Our writer this week is Alexa Jung.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote 49 episodes of Friends and also wrote episodes of The United States of Tara. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I like that. With
Toni Collette.
Yes.
Yeah. I liked it until she peed on her parents, but so now you have to watch it to find out why she peed on her parents.
They probably had it coming. But the original air date for this episode was January 5th, 1995.
All right.
95. The IMDb plot. Chandler's flamboyant romance novelist mother comes to visit, and Joey catches her kissing Ross. Meanwhile,
dun, dun.
Monica and Phoebe fight over a guy in a coma.
Tricky.
In a coma. They're fighting over him.
Yeah. Are you ready for some trivia?
Of course I'm ready. This is the trivia time.
So in this episode, we learn Rachel's middle name is Karen. Rachel Karen Green. This is the first appearance of Nora Bing, Chandler's mom. The coma guy should have had identification, and he's wearing a hospital bracelet, and he also wasn't a homeless person. So everyone is really upset. This is on all the trivia pages.
Oh,
that why doesn't he have a name? It's not like he was a homeless bum.
Right.
He had looked nice.
He left his wallet at home that morning, so he's a John Doe.
Right. He had change in his pocket, and that was it, huh? Joey says it's okay to kiss sisters in this episode, but later gets mad when Chandler kisses his sister.
He wasn't talking to Chandler during that. He was talking to Ross, so he can change the rules when...
Right, when it convenient, right?
Right.
Chandler's mom says she gave him his first condom. And then later in the series, Chandler says he has a condom in his wallet he's had since he was 12. His mom gave him a condom at 12.
That'll work. I don't think so.
I don't think so. This episode came out 3 months before the movie While You Were Sleeping, which is a movie with Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman. And Bill Pullman is in a coma.
Right. Yeah, I actually looked that up while I was watching it to see which came first.
Yeah.
And they're right around the same time, which is weird. So,
isn't that funny?
When the script was floating around, somebody got to look at it. And
was like, ooh, that's a good episode. Morgan Fairchild said she wanted to be a paleontologist when she was growing up.
Oh.
And had acting not worked out, she probably would have gone back to that. So I thought that was interesting.
Probably a lie, too.
No, she said it in an interview.
No, I mean...
Oh.
Like, I wanted to be all sorts of things that didn't pan out.
An opera singer?
Exactly.
All right.
Don't tell my secrets.
All right. What's your episode reactions?
So, this is an odd episode.
Okay.
So the coma guy stuff is definitely situational comedy.
Okay.
You know, this is the kind of stuff that they do in sitcoms that I don't necessarily love. And that's the kind of stuff that you're like, if this was happening in real life, kind of like Ross getting the monkey.
Right.
You'd be really concerned about the people involved.
Right.
And, there's logic questions that pop up about nurses and doctors and visitation and all kinds of stuff that you just have to go, it's a sitcom. I'm just going to ignore it and go with the ride.
Right.
I understand it's all a bit, but it is a bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, we get more insight into Chandler's strange family dynamics. I'm not sure what Morgan Fairchild is famous for. I mean, I know her from this and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Where she has like maybe 30 seconds on screen.
Right, but her name is really, they...
All right, so Morgan Fairchild was on Falcon Crest. Did you watch Falcon Crest when you were growing up?
Oh, yes, I loved Falcon Crest. Never missed an episode.
You lied.
No, I don't know Falcon Crest.
It was like Dallas and Falcon Crest were like the two shows back in the day.
Right.
So
those were the shows that were on while I was playing G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
On the floor.
All right. While your mom was
right.
All right. So she was on Falcon Crest and the soap opera called Search for Tomorrow. But yes, the coma guy plot is very odd.
Yes.
Especially since he didn't look like a bum and people might have noticed that he was missing. Like work or friends.
Yeah, you kind of have to. You kind of have to not think about it. Go with it.
Right. And I agree. Chandler's home life is messed up, and Ross is really spiraling. First a monkey, and now a mom.
Right.
And where is Marcel in this episode? I bet if he introduced Marcel to Nora Tyler Banks, she'd be like, "Okay, I'm not kissing that guy."
Boy.
All right, my favorite line this episode is when Chandler comes in after Ross had told him about kissing his mom, and he goes, "What happened?" Ross tries to explain that Phoebe was starting to play, and he goes, "I was talking to Joey. All right there, mother kisser."
I like the mother kisser.
Yeah.
It's a good play on, the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say because we don't swear in this podcast.
What the fuck are you talking
motherfucker. Mine is, you kissed my best Ross.
Oh, that was really funny. They're both Chandler lines.
Yes. Last week, I think it was both Phoebe. This week, it's both Chandler.
Right. Favorite moment. I like all the door slamming when Ross tells Chandler. And then he gets mad at Joey because he knew about it. And then they both leave their apartment and slam the door.
They both slam.
Yeah, I like that.
I like when they're in Central Perk and Ross is pleading with Chandler. And he's like, "You kissed my mom." And everybody turns around and looks. Yeah, well, we're rehearsing a play. But I just like everybody. I like those little moments of
the background people reacting to things going on. Yeah. Favorite outfit. So you only get a brief look at it, and it's when Phoebe is shaving Coma Guy.
Okay.
She has a flowered sheer shirt under a jumper, like an overall jumper, and it's really cute. I know you can only see it for a little bit, but I mean, I wasn't a fan of many of the outfits this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of big clothes, a lot of heavy fabrics.
Yeah.
Definitely winter,
Yeah.
That's why they're wearing the crazy hats in the beginning. My favorite outfit is at the Stinger when Rachel's passing around her quote-unquote book.
Right.
She's got a
long overall dress.
Yeah. It's an overall, but it's a dress.
Yeah.
So it
is cute.
Yeah. And now it's time for a dramatic line reading. Thanks. Hi. Okay. I'd like to start with a song that's about a man that I recently met who's come to be very important to me. Okay. You don't have to be awake to be my man. As long as you have brainwaves, I'll be there to hold your hand. Though we just met the other day, there's something I have got to say. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to take a short break.
All right. Cold Open is not in Central Perk. It's on the backlot street.
Yes, we're outside.
Monica and Phoebe are out there at the newsstand in New York. Mm-hmm. They're both wearing fun 90s headgear. Thanks for the notes. Her hat reminded me of Blossom. You remember that TV show?
Right. Blossom always had the hats on with the huge flowers. They were like their centerpieces or wreaths.
So Phoebe says, do you think they have yesterday's daily news? I want to see if my horoscope was right.
Phoebe, it was either vague or wrong. Just save you some time.
Adam's not a fan of the astrology. Monica says, don't look, but behind you now there's a guy who has the potential to break our hearts and plunge us into a fit of depression.
I peg Monica as a glass half empty kind of girl.
Right? She's like, oh, be cool. And then he walks by and says, nice hat.
Nice hat.
And then they both say thanks. So
yeah.
Which one do you think he was talking to?
I honestly don't know. I guess if I had to pick Monica.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Those huge hats. I'm not a fan of the huge hats.
You always say I look nice in the hat.
You look adorable in everything.
Oh, all right. And so then Phoebe dares her to whistle. Do it, do it, do it. Woohoo! And then she points to Phoebe when he turns around. Yeah.
And then the guy gets Meet Joe Blacked by an ambulance. Boom, boom, boom. Not as bad as Joe Black.
No, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Meet Joe Black, it's a movie in which Brad Pitt gets hit by a car right away.
Yeah, so check it out because it's a really good movie. Scene 1 in the hospital, Monica, Phoebe, and coma guy.
Coma guy.
Monica is lamenting over the unconscious man, over her woo-hooing him. And she goes, what was I thinking? What does that mean? I love that sound. I must have you now.
This is exactly what guys think when they do it.
Right.
Like, they're not, maybe she'll turn around and like me. They're not really thinking that.
He
They're
did
just...
turn around, though. So.
Right. Well, he was like, what the hell is happening right now?
And then Phoebe says, I wish there was something we could do. Hello, coma guy. Get up, Girl Scout. Up, up, up. And then Monica goes, what are you doing?
Maybe nobody's tried this.
That's right. And that's where they say they wish they knew his name. But they look at his face, and even sleeping, he looks smart. I bet he's a lawyer.
Yeah, but his knuckles mean he's artistic.
Okay. And he's a lawyer who teaches sculpting on the side, and he can dance.
That's right. He's a tap dancing, sculpting lawyer pimp.
He knows Ross.
Yeah. They're getting an apartment together.
And then Phoebe says, he's the kind of guy that when you're talking, he's listening, not saying, yeah, I understand, and really wondering what you look like naked.
I wish all guys could be like him.
Aww.
It's funny because I wasn't wondering what she would look like naked until she said that. And then I was like,
now that's all I can think of.
I wonder what she looks like naked. And then I was looking on the internet. And
yep. Oh, no.
No, I'm just kidding.
No. All right, so Coma Guy is played by David Sederholm.
Sederholm.
Uh-huh.
Now, to me, this is an Adam problem, okay?
Okay.
This is how I pictured Patrick Bateman when I was reading the book American Psycho.
Okay.
Prior to Christian Bale playing him in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's those chiseled guys with those, I don't know how to describe that look, but there's guys that have that look. I was thinking about it, like why I think, whenever I see one of those guys, I think it looks like a killer. Like he looks like, they joke around like,
right.
And which movie is it when they're kidding around like Ben Affleck kills a bunch of hookers? And he's like, no, I wasn't even with a hooker today. Right. But that's how all those guys, I think, he's killed a couple hookers. Mm-hmm. And I think it's from watching soap operas with my grandmother when I was really little.
Yeah.
Because all those soap opera looking guys were always killers and rapists, and then plotting 2 seasons later, they'd be a boyfriend and engaged to somebody. And...
So what you're saying is chiseled good looks scare you?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially guys with chiseled good looks. I don't find them intimidating. I think they've murdered people.
Okay.
So I'm like, why are they wasting time with this murderer? Well, he's probably in a coma for a reason.
Don't look in the mirror, honey.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say.
All right, so then we cut to Monica's apartment. All 6 friends are there. Chandler's line is funnier. Are there no conscious men in the city for you two?
I can't believe you said woohoo. I don't even say woohoo. I like how even Joey's like, come on.
And then Rachel unmutes the TV because she's coming up.
She's coming up, Nora Tyler Bing.
And then Jay Leno says, so her new book, Euphoria Unbound. Euphoria Unbound. That's a strange title. Anyway.
Euphoria is the character.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Euphoria is the character's name?
I think Euphoria is the character, because they say the other book. I think that's the character. So I think it's like Misery Chastain in the Misery books.
Oh my gosh. Okay. They always interesting Nora Tyler Bing. You might want to put the kids to bed for this one.
Right, because remember being young and hanging out on a weekday watching the Tonight Show with a bunch of friends at fucking midnight?
No, I don't.
Especially when you were a child.
Is this the first time we hear that this is Chandler's last name is Bing? When they introduce his mom, Nora Tyler Bing.
Is this, you're asking me?
Yeah.
You're the trivia one.
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't remember them saying his last name at all in other episodes.
Right.
So.
I don't know.
All right, I'll have this trivia for you next week.
Oh, boy.
I know. And then Chandler says, we don't have to watch this. Weekend at Bernie's is on Showtime, HBO, and Cinemax.
I remember cable.
And then he goes to grab the remote from Rachel, and he knocks it.
He's going to change the channel,
Yeah.
and Rachel whacks his hand, and it flies at Joey.
And he caught it.
Yeah.
Remember cable TV when we could watch the same thing on 50 different channels?
Right. Beastmaster was always on.
Beastmaster.
I never watched Beastmaster. It was always on, though.
That's so funny. So then Joey says, come on, it's your mom. Come on, dead guy, getting hit in the groin 20, 30 times. I only saw Weekend at Bernie's once. And it's mentioned again as Rachel's favorite movie. And it came out in 1989. It grossed $30 million worldwide.
Well, in 89.
Yeah, still. That's crazy.
Jonathan Silverman and...
I can't think of the other guy's name.
Mannequin guy.
Yeah. Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah!
Yay, I did it!
We didn't have to Google it. Yay!
We're not that old. Suck it. And then Rachel says, I love your mom's books. I can't get on a plane without one. They're so cool.
Remember when you had to get a book to get on a plane? 'Cause you didn't have anything else to do?
Yeah, I can't imagine without my phone.
Yeah, right?
And then Chandler says, you wouldn't think it was cool if at 11 your friends were passing around page 79 of Mistress Bitch.
I bet it was originally page 69. And then they changed it. The network person was like, no, that's over the line.
Either that or standards and practices.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay. So I found a copy of the original script online, and there was a cut scene. Okay. So Monica says after that, when he says page 79 of Mistress Bitch, and Monica says, oh, I remember page 79. Yow. And Joey goes, oh, yeah, that thing after the opera with the girl with the trick hip. What?
Wow.
Chandler gives him a dirty look and he stops. But that was the cut scene. I thought that was so funny.
The girl with the trick hip?
At the opera.
Nice.
And then Ross talks about how he loves Chandler's mom.
I bet he does.
She's a blast. She's not your mom. And then enter Paolo.
Buonasera. And then Ross has his little reaction to seeing Paolo.
When did Rigatoni get back?
Last night. So his plane didn't explode in a big ball of fire. Just a dream I had. How many people have to die for you to get Rachel? Huh, Ross? When will you be happy? I mean, he'd have been like, Paolo's dead? All right.
Right. I'm swooping in.
250 people are dead. He doesn't give a fuck.
So Nora Bing comes out to see Jay Leno, and it's Morgan Fairchild. And Paolo immediately goes, Nora Bing.
Which is pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
I have to admit, I like Paolo there more than
any other part.
Yeah.
And then Jay Leno says, so what's this about you getting arrested in London? Chandler is beaming with pride.
Yes.
So occasionally, Nora says, occasionally after being intimate with a man, I just get a craving for Kung Pao chicken.
That's too much information. I'm not sure how that leads to an arrest.
Yeah. I am I not eating Chinese food right? Or
Right. Like sometimes I want some orange juice, but nobody arrests me for it.
No, I've never had that lead to an arrest. Nora's going on a book tour. She's going to New York that she hates, but she's going to see her son who she loves.
This is how I find out most moms use a phone.
Right.
And again, this was, pre-cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
I love how he doesn't have a message. Nobody.
Yeah.
She could have tried to call. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know. We were watching something else earlier that was set in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, man, a lot of these problems would be solved with cell phones.
I know, right? Because they were like, they're not there. They're not picking up. I don't know where in the world they are.
Right. They could be literally anywhere.
And then Jay Leno says to Nora, I don't see you as a mom. I don't mean that bad way. That's where she says, I'm a fabulous mom. I bought my son his first condoms. And they all turn and look at Chandler.
And then he burst into flames.
I like that. That line, too, is really funny.
Yeah. So 12 years old, his first condom. What do you do with that?
Right.
I wasn't going anywhere with that. I was just, seems like that's a tad young.
Oh, my God. No. Absolutely not. All right. Then we cut to the hospital.
It reminds me of...
Oh, no.
Remember in Extras, the Ricky Gervais show, when Daniel Radcliffe is walking around with a condom and he's opened the package and it's all unrolled.
Holding it, yeah.
And he's like, you've unrolled it. And he's like, yeah, easier use. It's like,
you can't use that after that.
You don't know what you're doing, kid.
Oh, that was funny. So we cut to the hospital, coma guy's room, Monica, Phoebe, and coma guy. And then there's an unconscious montage to the song My Guy.
Right. Which is a little scary.
Right. Is it me, or does this guy look like Paul the One Guy and Bob, Angela's boyfriend? Did they all look alike? Is it that time? Their hair all looks the same.
Right. Well, it's all feathered. They're all actory,
Soap opera killers.
Just massacring people everywhere.
Plus, I don't think he looks like Phoebe's type.
No.
Yeah, I just think it's weird. Maybe she likes him because Monica likes him? I don't know.
Yeah, she's still upset about the David thing, so...
Yeah. It's a rebound.
Yeah, she's just in it for the competition with Monica more than anything else.
So Monica reads the news to him, and one of my favorite parts is when she goes, and a bunch of teams played sports.
Yeah.
And then Phoebe's arranging flowers in the background, still kind of doing a montage thing.
Right.
Because it cuts to them bringing in a tree of some
right.
sort.
Why
like
are they dragging in
plant?
a tree?
Yeah, what the hell? They don't...
And then Monica knits a sweater? How long was this?
I know, how much time has passed? That sweater's almost finished. She either knits really fast.
Nora was flying in the next day to New York, or just... Wait, what did she say?
She said, I'm going to New York on my book tour. So she didn't say when.
So this is like a month later, I guess.
Maybe. So Phoebe plays him a song, and then they shave him. And if he's a John Doe, why are the nurses letting them shave him?
Right, these two people that admittedly woohooed him into the street and caused him to get hit by an ambulance.
Right. But I do like Phoebe's face. Did you see it while she was shaving him? The face she makes, she's like, like she has her tongue sticking out, like when I put my mascara on.
Like she's concentrating really hard. Glenn.
Yeah, they think his name is Glenn. Not special enough.
No, I worked with a Glenn. Looked nothing like that guy.
How about Agamemnon?
Way too special. And I think with this montage, they should have went bigger.
Right.
They should have, had them sculpting a bust of him, welding some art, I don't know, working with the doctors to try and figure out how to...
to cure him.
To cure him. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that would have been really hilarious if they cut to them making a paper mache bust of him.
Right.
I would have cracked up. All right. Then we cut to the restaurant, a bar/bar, in a Mexican village.
Yeah, it just says Mexican village on the thing. Yeah.
Oh my God. So we have Nora And then Chandler, Joey, Phoebe, and Monica.
Right.
And Nora's pouring tequila shots for
right
everybody.
away.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we open on. Her pouring shots.
Sounds like a good
she's a good mom.
That's right. and then I noticed that Nora's looks like she has little Post-it notes all over her jacket.
Yeah.
They're perfect squares in different colors, just haphazardly placed on that jacket.
Right.
It's really weird.
It's like she put it on in wardrobe and was like, this is just too black.
Yeah, it's too plain.
And they went, okay, let's sew some squares to it. It's weird. It's kind of 90s style.
Oh, yeah, it is. And then she's contemplating what she wants to order, and Chandler says, please, God, don't let it be Kung Pao chicken.
Oh, you watched the show.
Right.
It would have been funny if she went, that would be really good right now.
Oh, gross. And would they have that in the Mexican village? Kung Pao chicken? All right. So then you called me in because you were like, is Chandler wearing a sweater vest?
Right. Because, again, he's got a vest on under a suit jacket. They do a lot of suit vests.
It's close, but again, it's tight.
Yeah, and it's black.
Yeah, and
it's
all
hard
of
to tell.
Chandler's sweater vests are very large. So I'm going to say it's a suit.
Right, but you never, I mean, his suit jacket is 4 sizes too big for him.
It's true.
So.
It's true. Maybe he tucked his sweater vest in. And then Chandler goes, when she says, oh, you watched the show, I think you need to come out of your shell a little bit more.
Yeah. Why did you get arrested?
Right, no.
Is Kung Pao chicken illegal in London?
In London. And then Ross enters and he was like, what is this dive? Only you could have picked this place. And they hug. And she offers Ross a tequila shot. And Ross says, I'm not a shot kind of guy.
And then Paolo and Rachel come in.
But a guy can change.
And then they cut to, anybody wanting me to appraise anything?
I thought that was funny.
Right, it was funny.
And then Rachel feeds Paolo a nacho in a very disturbing way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's very awkward. I can't tell if she has like guacamole on her wrist.
Yeah, she puts guacamole on the chip, and then there's some on her hand.
Yeah, and he eats the chip and then he licks her hand.
Maybe they're a little drunk too and don't know what they're doing,
that's
but
true.
I don't know.
And then Rachel talks about how she has read everything Mrs. Bing has wrote. Euphoria at Midnight made me want to become a writer.
Yeah, but like in a way like Forrest Gump made me want to run cross country. But I've still never run a day in my life. That's how much it made her want to be a writer.
Right. And then she says, if I can, anybody can start. You just need a half a dozen European countries, 30 euphemisms for male genitalia, and a blazer with Post-it notes stuck to it, and bam, you're a writer. So I do have a friend who writes, I was going to say erotic fan fiction, but that's from Bob's Burgers. But she does write erotic novels, like those cheap, quick reads. And she supports her family on them. Like, her husband doesn't work. She has 3 kids.
Well, I was thinking, that we should write erotic novels together.
Oh, okay.
And use the pseudonym Nora Tyler Bing.
Oh, okay. That would be funny. I also had a friend run off and join the circus, but there's no circus in this episode, so I don't know why I brought that up.
I don't know either.
All right, moving on. So then we cut to the restroom area of Mexican Village, and Nora's on the payphone checking her messages for her hotel room at 226.
Right, life before cell phones really sucked.
Yeah.
So she had to be at a payphone.
Right.
Calling her hotel.
She had to pay it 25 cents or whatever phones cost
to check the messages.
To check the messages on her phone at the hotel room.
Right.
God, that's crazy. And then Ross comes out of the restroom marked Chicas.
Right. You okay, slugger?
Yeah, fine.
I like that lady comes right after Ross. And he does a little, wait, I went in the wrong bathroom.
And I said to you, wouldn't he notice when he walked in and there wasn't any urinal?
Right. Well, I said maybe he needed the toilet.
And then she goes, what is with you tonight? The Italian hand licker, isn't it?
No, it's the one he's licking.
She's supposed to be with you.
You're good. It's not that complicated, Russ.
Right.
Everybody can tell, except for Rachel. She's the only one that's oblivious.
Right. And is oblivious until they say that he was in love with her in that one episode.
Right.
All right. So she says, I sold 100 million copies. Do you know why?
Girl on the cover with her nipples showing?
No. I can write men women fall in love with. I can't sell Apollo. He's a secondary character you kill off.
When?
In the next episode.
Zing.
He's not a hero. You know who our hero is?
The guy on the cover with his nipples showing?
You're smart. You're sexy. You'll be fine. And then she gives him a nice kiss on the cheek, but holds it too long. And this was almost my favorite line, but again, it's such a throwaway. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah. He totally sees it coming and is like, uh-oh.
And then they kiss for a long time. And then Joey comes to use the Chico's room.
Yeah.
And I love this.
I'll just be in the street.
And Nora turns away like, if I turn away and don't look at him, he won't know it's me.
And Ross is holding still like, maybe. And then once he says they'll pee in the street, he's like, damn it. He saw us.
That's so funny.
Even drunk, he's like, God.
Then we cut to Chandler and Joey's apartment.
Right.
Joey answers the door to find a frantic Ross.
Is Chandler here?
Yeah.
Then he just pulled him into the hall.
I love his bathrobe. I love that it comes back. I think that's so cute.
Right.
But he goes, you didn't tell Chandler, did you? And he shakes his head no. And he goes, I don't need to. And we don't need to. It's not a big deal, right?
Right. In Bizarro World.
I love that. You broke the code. Sisters are okay. Maybe a hot aunt, but never a mom. So are sisters okay, Joey?
I think as long as they're not his sisters, they're
That's
fine.
true.
I think if Chandler had a hot sister, he would have no problem.
Kissing that sister.
Again,
Right.
when Jill shows up, he's like, how you doing? No!
So Chandler opens the door for the paper and they all scream.
Yeah.
And he goes, what are you doing out here?
Well, we discussed an early racquetball game, but somebody overslept. A game or a match?
Oh my God.
That's just from The Office. I have no idea which is
You
preferred.
took racquetball in college with me.
I know, and I didn't care to learn.
You don't have your racket. It's being restrung. Someone was supposed to bring me one.
But you didn't leave your grip size.
You guys spend too much time together.
I like when people are doing those things that you're like, I know something's up. I just have no clue as to what it is.
Right. And he doesn't seem that interested either.
No. Well, I don't think you would think. Ross made out with my mom. That probably would not be the first thing that popped into his head.
So then Ross goes, I'm scum, but she's not a regular mom. She's sexy.
You don't think my mom is sexy?
Gloria Tribbiani was a handsome woman in her day. You think it's easy giving birth to 7 children? Okay, wait a minute.
We're getting into a weird area here.
Yeah. But she had 8 children because Joey has 7 sisters, and then there's Joey.
Right.
So he doesn't count himself.
Yeah. Well, he tells Mike the wrong number too when he's.
True.
Joey's just not bright.
He don't count that well. So Brenda Vaccaro is who plays Joey's mom, and I looked her up, and she was pretty hot in her day.
No.
Yeah,
you didn't show me that.
Sorry.
Now I'm wondering what she looks like naked.
I think she's naked in Midnight Cowboy. That's where I saw her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Rachel and Paolo come out, and then goes, "What are you guys doing here?"
Not playing racquetball. He didn't leave his grip size.
He didn't get the goggles.
Okay, you guys have issues.
And then they go over and start kissing. Do they wait for me to do this?
No, Ross, they don't. You want me to fill you in on what you missed? Again, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Right? Ross and Joey go into Monica's apartment, and Joey goes, "Are you going to tell him?" And he says, "No. If you don't, his mom might."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's wrong. You should probably tell him. And then Monica comes from her bedroom and says, "What are you guys doing?"
He's not even wearing a jockstrap.
What did I ask?
I like that whole little thing. It's
yeah,
fun.
and I love that they just stop there. It's like,
Right.
that's the end of that scene.
Right. Nobody explains it to Monica.
Yeah. So then they cut to the hospital. Coma guy, Phoebe, and coma guy. So Monica's not there. And and Phoebe is playing with the unconscious man's hair.
Right.
And she's combing it to the opposite direction.
Right.
And Monica enters with balloons.
Why would you bring a guy in a coma with balloons?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would you bring a big giant tree into his hair?
I
don't understand any of it. So I'll just let it go.
It's a bit, remember?
Yeah.
I do like Phoebe's braids in this scene. They're
Never
cute.
trust a woman with braids.
Adam told me that from the very beginning when we started dating. And I said, I wish my hair was long enough to braid. And he said, I never trust a woman with braids.
I just wanted to make you feel better about that. I think braids are adorable.
So all this time I've never braided my hair. No, I'm just kidding. And then Monica gets mad and goes, what are you doing here? Nothing. I just stopped by after the, what are you doing here? We're not really here. Just dropping these off on my way.
Do you come here a lot without me? And she fixes her hair back the other way.
No,
which is funny.
Do you think he's doing better than this morning?
Why? I don't know. I wasn't here.
Not even to change his pajamas?
Okay, now I'm concerned. Where are the nurses?
Where are the nurses?
Why are these strange women changing his clothes?
Exactly. And, okay, so he's in a coma, right?
Mm-hmm.
That man has a catheter.
Right.
So how did Monica change his clothes with the catheter?
She took it out and then put it back in.
I've put in a catheter before. It's not easy.
You're tugging on my catheter.
Then we cut to Chandler. Sorry, the tugging on the catheter made me laugh for some reason. All right. Then we cut to Chandler and Joey's apartment, and Chandler is sitting in the chair stunned.
Yes. I like that they open on that.
Right.
I can't believe Apollo kissed my mom.
Ross goes, you're my friend, and I had to tell you.
Joey's just angrily making a sandwich. He's not so bad. He's stopped making the sandwich.
Right. But he's angrily slapping the meat on there. And he goes, well, he had a lot to drink. And I can't tell a lie. It was me. I kissed your mom. I had too much tequila. I had too much tequila. And Nora, Mrs. Mom, you're Bing. Nothing happened. Ask Joey.
And I love Joey's face. Like, oh, man.
Why'd you have to bring me into this? And then there's that, you knew about this?
Knowledge is a tricky thing.
Why didn't you tell me? I spent all day with you. Are you mad when someone doesn't tell you a secret of someone else's? I don't know, because I tell you everything.
Right.
People always say, don't tell anyone. I'll be like, well, as long as it's okay if I tell Adam, because I'm going to tell him.
Right. And then I post it to the internet.
That's why I don't have any friends.
But yeah, I like this whole little thing, that, bad decisions have collateral damage. You know, that's just what happens when you make bad choices, drunk or not. Right.
And then Joey says, you're lucky I caught him when I did. Who knows what may have happened?
He's like, thanks, man. Big help. But it's like you threw Joey under the bus.
Right.
He's just trying to claw himself out.
Right. And then he goes, what the hell were you thinking? I wasn't. Of all my friends, no one knows the crap I go through with my mom more than you. I can't believe you did this. And then Joey tries to jump
Me neither.
And then he goes, I'm still mad at you for not telling me. Why are you mad at me? And then Chandler slams the door. And then this is
Let me slam the door. That was almost my favorite.
Let me slam the door.
Let me slam the, because it's rare.
Yeah.
That we get mad, Chandler.
Right.
You know?
Right.
He's usually the goofy one. Mm-hmm. And this time he's really pissed off.
And then Joey goes, see what happens when you break the code? And Ross starts to say something. He goes, and slams the door.
He points at the door. I'm going to slam the door now.
I wonder where they went.
Well, Chandler probably went down to Central Park.
Okay. Joey went over to Monica's because he was like, I have to go somewhere, but my sandwich is over there, so I'll just wait for Ross to leave and then go back and get my sandwich.
He's looking through the peephole on the other side.
Right. Then we cut to Central Perk, and it's Rachel and Monica.
Mm-hmm.
And Rachel's been writing her first novel, A Woman Undone, by Rachel Karen Green.
Right. Now, we talked about the Nora Bing storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the coma guy storyline.
Yeah.
I like the little Rachel.
Gonna be a writer.
Gonna be an erotic novelist. Because it's funny.
Yeah.
She's about as good at it as she is waitressing.
Oh, so chapter 1. Now, do you think his love stick can be liberated from his denim prison?
And it's the first page on the notepad.
Yeah.
She hasn't even flipped. There's nothing flipped over. It's like the second paragraph.
If that. She doesn't waste time, man. And then Monica goes, I don't know, but there's no J in engorged.
Which G do you think she had a J in? The first or the second?
The second one. And then it pans out and Phoebe's there too.
Right.
And she goes, hey, Rach, can we start this? Can you introduce me? Right?
Oh, yeah, right. She wants to go on.
Yeah. And then she asks it.
And I get it because she's in a hurry.
Right.
She wants to get to the hospital.
Right. And then she asks, Monica asks if she's going to the hospital, and she says, no, you.
No, you.
Oh, maybe it was a trick question. Can we do this now,
Right.
Rachel? Rachel goes, oh, I'm so hot.
Right. Which, I forgot to say it, but earlier when she was like, when I read Euphoria, whatever, all I to do was be a writer, and I don't think that's all she wanted to do.
Right? I have a friend who always loans me erotic books, and I'm just like, this is gross. I don't want to borrow your erotic novel. I'm sorry.
Why is all this highlighted?
Why are these pages sticking together? Sorry, gross. All right. And then we pan out, and Joey and Ross are on the couch.
Right.
So,
And I'm like, come on, I need a wide shot.
right.
When you cut, I need a wide shot so I know who's in the room.
That's right. And then Joey says, here's a photo of my mother and father on their wedding day. Tell me she's not a knockout. Just picture her not pregnant.
Oh, boy.
And then Rachel introduces Phoebe. And then she talks about how she's going to start with a song about a man that she's recently met who becomes very important to her.
Right. Now, this song is really
Okay.
because you read somewhere or something that,
Mhm.
like, whenever you think something is questionable,
Mhm.
imagine Danny DeVito saying
Yep.
it. And then you'll know if it sounds...
Yeah, I thought that was so funny. And it's true.
And this song is one of those, if a guy was singing this song,
Right.
you'd be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. Yeah. So if you substituted man for woman and Danny DeVito sang it,
Right.
you don't have to be awake to be my woman.
Right.
As long as you have brain waves, I'll be there to hold your hand. Creepy.
Creepy. Very creepy.
So then she drops her, she starts singing the song, and then she goes, though we just met the other day, there's something I've got to say. And then she catches Monica sneaking out.
As one does.
She stops singing to give chase.
Right.
And then moody Chandler comes in asking, what the hell was that?
Because they just both ran past him.
Right. And then Ross starts to reply, and there's my favorite line. I believe I was talking to Joey out right there, mother kisser.
And Joe even cracks up.
Mother kisser.
That's great.
And then Ross goes, there were 2 set of lips there that night.
I expect this from her. She's always been a Freudian nightmare.
And then he goes, well, why don't you say something to her?
It's complicated. It's complex. Hey, you kissed my mom. And then everybody turns around.
Right. And then he goes, we're rehearsing a Greek play.
Well, I like when Ross says the you know,
Mhm.
you can't say,
Oh, yeah.
you can't, quote, or
Right.
you can't.
And then he points at
And
it.
I'm like, never, ever point at somebody who's pissed off. Because that's just way too easy a thing to break.
And then Chandler does grab that finger.
Right.
And Ross goes down on one knee. We're still doing the play. And then he turns like this painful noise into singing because
Right.
apparently it's a musical Greek play.
Right.
So then we cut to the hospital with Coma Guy and Monica. She enters to find the bed empty. And then Phoebe follows. All right, what did you do with him?
And then we hear the toilet flush, and he comes out before he washes his hands, which is
Really gross.
nice.
Yeah. And then they're like, you're awake. How do you feel?
Woozy, but okay.
You look good.
I feel good. Who the fuck are you guys?
And they introduce themselves and then he goes, is the Etch-a-Sketch from you guys? Oh, that was from me, says Phoebe.
Right, and then they start trying to one-up each other.
Right, I got you the foot massager. I'm the one that shaved you.
I read to you.
I sang, ha!
And he's like, well, thanks. I guess I'll see you around. He says, I'll see you around.
Right.
They still don't know his name.
Right.
They have no phone numbers. Is he just trying to get them out of the room because his fucking fiance is on the way? I mean, they literally do know nothing about this person.
Right. He's probably like, who are you and why were you taking care of me and buying me presents? You know?
And he's like, without the hats, I don't even recognize these people.
And then they go, that's it? How about that was nice? It meant something to me. I'll call you.
All right, I'll call you.
I don't think you mean that.
And it's the reframing of the standard, stuff
it's like
they like to do.
Dating. And then it's so typical. We give and we give and we give and we get nothing back. And then one day you wake up and it's like, see you around.
And you work and you work and you work on a boat. A lot of Miss Dr. Green quotes in this episode. A little early. Sorry.
And then they thought he was different, but I guess it was just the coma. I mean, he is kind of addicted to them, or is it me? I mean,
well, he is, but again, we know nothing about. Like I said, his girlfriend could be on the way.
Yeah.
He could be like, it's been 3 months.
Right.
I woke up. I got in touch with my family. They're coming over. I don't even know who you are.
Right. Or where I got these pajamas.
Right.
I snort last.
Why am I wearing pajamas in the hospital? It's weird.
And where are all the nurses?
Why is all this shrubbery in here?
And then we got to Chandler and Joey's apartment. And Nora comes in and she says, the car's running. I just wanted to drop these copies of my book off for your friends. Anything you want from Lisbon?
No, just knowing you're there is enough.
And then she goes, be good. I love you. And then she starts to leave.
You kiss my best Ross.
And then she goes, look, it was stupid.
Really stupid.
Yes, really stupid. So then we had to pause it because I said maybe Chandler got wearing extra large clothes from his mom because she has on this jacket that is super long. Right. And we counted the buttons. There are 9 buttons.
I was like, how many buttons are on that?
There are 9 buttons on that
She looks
jacket.
like she's going to go perform an exorcism in Lisbon.
She just needs a purple stool and she'll be all set. And then she says, I'm not sure how it happened. I promise it'll never happen again. We okay?
Yeah. No. And then another problem is solved off screen.
Off screen. And then we're in the apartment hallway and Joey and then Ross walks up and Joey is listening to the argument through the door.
The forbidden love of a man and his door.
Shh, he told her off. And not just about the kiss, but about everything.
And I love his recount of
when are you going to grow up and start being a mom? And he goes, the question is, when are you going to grow up and realize that I have a bomb?
You think he would have left? Oh shit, she's got a bomb. He gets Monica and Rachel, get the fuck out of the apartment building.
And then Ross goes, are you sure she didn't say, when are you going to grow up and realize that I am your mom?
That makes more sense. And then I realized at this point that, Joey has just moved in, not long before the start of the series. Mm-hmm. So this is probably the most time that the two of them have spent.
Right. Bonding together.
Yeah. And without Chandler.
Sure. And then Ross goes, what's going on? And I love this. This is my favorite moment. Yeah. I almost made this my favorite moment. I don't know. I've been standing here spelling it out for you.
How would I know what was happening? You should know that.
And then he goes up to the door and he goes, I don't hear anything. Wait, what do you see?
I don't know. They're so tiny and upside down. They're walking away. They're walking away. No, they're coming right at us. Run.
And I love that Joey actually runs away. Like he is caught doing something really bad and he takes off.
Right.
Like it's his mom coming after him.
Right. He went to see his mom and his sisters.
And then they open the door and Mrs. Bing says, okay, kiddo. And then she sees Ross.
Mrs. Bing.
Mr. Geller. And then
That's so funny.
this was almost my favorite line too. I love this because all of the lines
Yeah.
could be my favorite. But anyway, Chandler goes, "Hey."
You mean that? Like you talk to me. Aww.
And then there's a hearty handshake. And then he goes, "How'd it go?"
Awful. Could not have gone worse.
And then he goes, "How do you feel?"
Pretty good. I told her.
Maybe not such a bad idea, me kissing your mom. But we don't want to go down that road.
Right, because he looks at that finger again, like.
Oh, yeah. He points the finger at him. And then I pointed out how Ross just tucks it back in really quickly.
Because Chandler looks down at it like, you really want to do the finger again? I'm feeling better, but.
And then we cut to Monica's apartment, all 6 of them.
Right.
Rachel's handing out the first draft of her novel. So a couple pages.
The first chapter.
First chapter.
And she only wants absolutely honest opinions.
Right. And then she says, "Oh, on page 2, he's not reaching for her heaving beasts."
Right. I like that she knows there's one typo.
Right.
She didn't catch any of the others.
And then Monica goes, "What's a niffle?"
Those you find on a heaving beast.
All right. I'm not a great typist.
Did you get to the part about his huge throbbing pins?
Oh, you don't want to be around when he starts writing with those.
All right, give him back.
And then I found a cut line in that script. The script I told you about.
Okay.
And Phoebe, before they cut, said, wait. No, I just got to the part about her public hair. Ew, do you really want to read about pubic hair in an erotic novel?
Oh, I thought it just meant her hair on her head because it's public.
All right, that's the end of the episode.
That's the end. Cut and print.
All right. What is with you tonight?
Nothing.
It's the Italian hand licker, isn't it?
No. It's the one he's licking.
She's supposed to be with you?
You're good.
Oh, Ross, listen to me. I've sold 100 million copies of my books, and you know why?
The girl on the cover with her nipple showing?
No, because I know how to write men that women fall in love with. Believe me, I cannot sell Apollo. People will not turn 325 pages for Apollo. Come on, the guy is a secondary character. He's just a complication you eventually kill off.
When?
Ouch. All right. Whew. What did we learn this episode? I learned that writing erotic novels is easy, but I have no desire to read and or write them.
Oh, there goes our franchise.
Ross has weird relationships before Rachel. Because remember when he slept with the cleaning lady in college?
Yeah.
And then Marcel, and then Nora Tyler Bing, and also Rachel Spelling. How did she graduate from college?
I don't think I should answer that question.
Okay. What did you learn this episode?
I learned that people have the ability to project anything onto people we don't know.
Oh, okay.
For instance, our girl kid was always doing it with animals.
Yeah.
Just today, she was like, I watched Spider-Man, and the dogs really liked it. I'm like,
Okay.
All right, I don't think so. I also learned on the list, on the growing list of things Ross should not be doing, heavy drinking is among them. Nora Bing has trouble with boundaries.
Yep.
I mean, she definitely gives the I'm your friend's mom kiss, and then she's like,
oh, baby.
I could use some Kung Pao chicken tomorrow morning. And Chandler is probably right not hanging out with his parents too much. I mean, if she sold 100 million copies, she's probably worth a pretty penny, but he still wants nothing to do with her.
All right, themes explored in this episode.
All right, I only got a couple out of this one. Again, dangers of projecting emotions onto others, especially unconscious people.
Right.
I think this is a thing that I'm going to say women because of the episode.
All right.
But I think that sometimes you assume things about your partners because
you project your thoughts and feelings onto
projecting
them.
And that's not a good thing to do. You need to make sure that you know what they're actually thinking and feeling.
Right. That's good sound advice.
And parent-child relationships change into adulthood.
Yeah.
And I think both of them were kind of dealing with that because, her going in for the kind of longer kiss, when she knew Ross before, he was
creepy. Yeah.
a teen and she was probably not interested at all, but she was probably like,
oh, you're older now.
Ross is a hero character and attractive. And then she took it too far.
So what are your final episode thoughts?
I'm really curious about the relationship dynamic between Charles and Nora Bing.
Yeah, I would love to explore that.
I mean, they both seem like two strong and independent personalities. Like, what drew them together in the first place?
Right, yeah.
Like, they seem to hate each other later.
Right.
And again, I'm not going to get into all their idiosyncrasies. That aside, they just, like, why did they get married? And every time they're on, I'm thinking about
right, their relationship.
Yeah, what happened there?
So I didn't. My final episode thoughts is I really got out that Joey values honesty. He wants people to just tell him what happened. And I think about like when Chandler kissed his sister and about Kathy. It's like if you just tell him everything will be okay. Like if you just come clean, everything would work out. So
right. We can talk more about the Kathy stuff when that happens.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
Joey.
definitely.
I mean, basically, he just wants you to tell him what's up
Yeah,
and what's
yeah.
going on. As do most people.
right. Ross is always trying to hide stuff.
Right.
All right, sweater vest tracker this week.
Nil.
None. All right, so we're on episode 11, but our overall count is still 12.
12.
And next week?
The one with the dozen lasagnas. Could it be the end of Palo? Could it be time for the rise of foosball? Could Ross find out if Ben is a boy or a girl? Did I just give 30-year-old spoilers away?
Maybe.
That's what you can find out next week.
All right. Thanks for listening. And don't forget to email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. Rate us and leave positive comments. And if you have any negative comments, maybe leave them in a positive way.
Yes.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram because we make fun memes.
For every episode.
Yeah, every episode. And if you have any questions or thoughts about next week's episode, write in and we might read them on the air.
Joe, you ready for some coffee?
Always. I can't believe you said woohoo. I don't even say woohoo.